Dude, this is some funky music here, baby. Let's go. This is the Matt Remich Show presented by Quick Trip. I am here with Jimmy today. I like this music, Jimmy. You feeling it?
It's getting a little groovy in here.
It feels like, I don't know. I don't want to say, but it feels like something. But a big shout out to Quick Trip, sponsoring the show as always. Quick Trip, you got that $250,000 grand prize giveaway going on. Check the Quick Rewards app, and they have some fun stuff coming up, even for this football season. I don't think I'm allowed to talk about that quite yet, but they got some good stuff coming up. Be sure, dude. I tell everyone, dude, even in real life, just like I know that they're a sponsor, but like check the Quick Rewards app. They do so much cool stuff. Even just like stuff we already buy that you like. I get free rock stars. You can get free chocolate milks and all this stuff. So be sure to check that Quick Rewards app. You're just giving stuff away. You know what I mean? But we are joined here with Jimmy. Let me turn his music off, dude. One time I did a whole podcast. I was alone. I didn't have my headphones on, and I had music on like the whole time. And it might have been a game stream or something. and then finally a comment came in and was like, yo, what's his music? I was like, oh, no one said none. They're like, yeah, we didn't mind it. You know what I mean?
Just dancing in the background.
Anyway, yeah, they're just like, yeah, we get jiggy with it. Even this guy's an idiot. But what's up, Jimmy? How you doing today?
Man, I'm great. Football's getting. We had a preseason game. Football's getting closer to regular season, man. It's I can't complain. Also went to the beach today, so I'm like fried from the sun right now. My back is just a lobster because for some reason I thought my pale skin and the sun would combine well. It did not.
They didn't vibe.
No, not at all.
You thought they were gonna be friends, but they were like, no, they didn't get along as well.
Pure enemies. Hate each other.
All right, this is a great comment right here. He says, Jimmy, again, what the hell is this? All right, I do want to announce me and Jimmy's going to be on this every week of the season. I mean, some weeks he might have to dip out for things he's got to do, but he's going to be here all season long, every Tuesday, right?
Yep.
And then every Thursday I will have Ryan Schlip with me. That's the plan right now. And I'm actually going to have 4 shows a week this season. I have it written down over here. Monday, I'm going to be alone. I'll probably do some like voicemail calls. Like after the game, people can leave voicemails, and I'll use my Monday show and talk about it and let everyone have their say on what happened for the game. Probably all positive, especially after losses. You know what I mean? And then Tuesday we got Jimmy, and then we'll talk about like the previous game, kind of break it down, maybe a little more. You know what I mean? Because Jimmy's one of those smart folks, you know, back in the
no pure lies, but I'll take it.
So we'll do that, and maybe even take some calls every now and again. You know what I mean? Maybe a few on Tuesday, and then Wednesday I'll have like another call-in show probably, or I just like ramble. You know, I'll be live. I'll probably be alone. Maybe I'll have other guests like pop in with me and do a good time. And then Thursday, Ryan Schlip, and we'll talk about. I got flies down here. We will talk about the previous, you know, or the next game. Also do some picks, and on Tuesday we might do some pick stuff too because I'm not gonna do like a whole fantasy football show or whatever. Yeah, but I do want to talk like a little bit. Yeah, you know, sprinkle it in a little. I had a fantasy football show last year, and I realized I'm not smart enough to talk about fantasy football for a full show. But I think it's cool to talk about it.
Yeah. You just gotta act confident, and then you're good,
dude. And plus, like, dude, this year I wanted like I started doing like that over under, you know, gambling stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking about doing a thing where I let people pick. Like I put them out there, like, hey, you know, Jordan Love, you know, 247 yards over under. What should I bet? You know what I mean? And then I actually bet on it. Yeah. And then if I win, I'm not sharing anything. I'll probably do better doing this than I did last year. You know what I mean? But what's up? All right, we got Mark Deaton in the building. He said, didn't you get second last year in fantasy? I did, dude. I almost won the fantasy league last year. That's not going to happen this year. My team is not good. It was built for 1 year. I screwed it up in the end. Dude, my fantasy football team is just like the Detroit Lions. Yeah, I had my shot. I had it. I screwed it up. It's not coming back this year. Yeah, it's not coming back. You know what I mean?
Now you missed it.
But before we get into the Packers stuff, I do want to talk about you know, preseason game we just had and like how you feel like, you know, there's like wild trade scenarios I actually want to laugh about. But I do want to give a shout out to Mark Deaton, who is in the building, who is watching. He sent me a great package. Check this out. This is you can't really see here, but this is a Jordan Love autographed mini helmet. I'm gonna take it out of the case because I'm gonna put it on this behind me. But I didn't want to do that until I had it set up because I don't want to spill a beer on it or something like that. You know what I mean? But shout out to Mark, dude. Jordan Love autographed mini helmet, and then also that ain't it. He's like Santa Claus, baby. He also sent me a Jaden Reed autographed mini helmet. Look at that. I'll show it again later after I got the case at some point. But it's funny because Jaden Reed, dude, as soon as the Packers got him, dude, I was jacked. My wife bought me a Jaden Reed jersey. I think like the day he was drafted. Obviously, it wasn't in the Packers Pro Shop. She made one like a custom jersey of Jaden Reed for like so I could have for Christmas or whatever it was or whatever. I don't know what it was, but she wanted me to have it right away. But then it got delayed. I think it was Christmas. It got delayed. A problem happened. By the time I ended up getting it, I could have got it from the Pro Shop. But anyways, it's all good, It's all good. And then he also sent me a Brett Favre autograph picture. You can't really see with these lights because I got a bunch of lights. But yeah, I've never had. I'm not a big autograph guy, but it's cool to have them. I'm cheap. That's what that says. But I got some autographs. Clinton Dix who signed my stuff. And like I got over here Paul Hornung, who's my favorite like all time player. Tom Grassi sent me that. Basically everything I have, people like just gave me or whatever. And I do want to give a
Rudy Ford one.
Yeah, Rudy Ford actually just sent me an autograph. Yeah. That jersey is lit. Rudy Ford is a really good guy. Yeah, he really is. I've talked to him. Like he just like DM me and stuff. I think he I think he was balling on the field. He had some injury stuff. But he always seemed to be around the ball. But anyways. But shout out to Rudy Ford, dude, because that jersey is awesome because like he like wrote the whole thing. Like you ever see like players like when they send autographs to each other, when they autograph after the game, it's always really long. Like, that's what it is. So he sees me as a player. Basically, I'm an athlete now.
Offensive line,
back
up left tackle,
offensive line. I would get no, not offensive line. I don't know what I'd be, but I also want to give a shout out to Brandon Paletta on Twitter. Sent me a beer glass. It says, this is my dog. It says, my best drinking buddy, Finley, with the picture there. Which is funny because I when I first seen this, I thought I ordered that drunk. I ordered 240 stickers with my dog's face on it when I was drunk that night. But anyways, I'm not going to talk about my dog. We talked about that enough. But big shout to you guys. And also, someone sent me a book that they sent me a message and said, like, I think their grandpa wrote the book or something. It's a Packer book. I want to find out who sent me that because before I show it out, because I think there was like a cool story behind it. But I'll probably post that on Facebook and find that person. But anyways, we're going to talk about some Green Bay Packers stuff, right? That's what we're here for.
Yeah, that's
what we're here for. That's what we're here to do. You know what I mean? Preseason started. First of all, I don't think you can take a lot from preseason, but it's good that it was a big, especially on offense, the starting offense went out there, had a big touchdown. What were your thoughts? Anything that you take away from that preseason game?
The first thing was, it's a preseason. You can't take much away from it. I said this on a Pack a Day episode, but having Dontavian Wicks be the person that caught the bomb from Jordan Love was just perfect to me because he was just getting all the hype this offseason. I'm just like, Dontavian Wicks, he's going to be a guy. He's going to be a guy. And then you start to get worried of like, is there too much hype around him now? And like, it's going to crash and people are just getting our expectations up. But look at that, dude. One catch, 63 yards and a touchdown. That's it, man. It was just a beautiful start to the season to have him be the guy of like, oh yeah, no, I'm him. I'm real. I'm going to be a guy.
Yeah.
And that wide receiver room, man, that is a dangerous group of just completely different type of athletes, but all athletes, and they bring something different to the team. So I can't wait. And Emmanuel Wilson, hell of a game. Just started where he left off in last preseason. I know he was hurt during the year, but having him in there, runs hard. Like he does not go down at first contact. He's going to fall forward. He fights for every inch, and it's what you want to see out of running back. And that's another room now that's going to get tricky with obviously Jacobs and Lloyd are locks for the team with the big contract and a draft pick this year, but Dillon and Wilson's going to be a real battle.
Yeah, dude. Like you mentioned, like you said a lot of stuff after that, smart people stuff. I'm not going to add to it because like you wrapped it up. No, but you talk about this wide receiver room and Wicks, and like people talk about like, well, that was a busted play on defense, which I don't know. I didn't watch 100 times, but even if it was, that's the point about this Packers offense is all your corners better be on their game because anyone makes mistake. Any of these guys can make you pay. It could be Wick, could be Dobbs, could be any. It doesn't matter if it's like the number 1 guy or the number 3 guy or 4 guy. If your corners screw up, it's going to be a tutty over here in Green Bay. And then you're going to see a man wearing a G on his helmet doing a little dance in the end zone. It's a single thought. That's what's going to happen. All right. So, like, talking about this wide receiver group, and I do want to give a shout right here. What's up, Marvin in the chat? He said, "Hey guys, I'm Marvin. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. What's up, Marvin? How you doing?" That's at Forrest Gump. Whenever I hear that, Mobile, Alabama, I shout to Mobile, Alabama. You know what I mean? But dude, I want to talk about this trade scenario. This trade, make believe land. It's not real because some people are like, "That's fake." Well, it is. It's I don't know who first said it, but they're saying CeeDee Lamb to the Packers for Christian Watson, a first and a third round pick. And now I made a video about this, and I was just kind of laughing about it because I think that's stupid. And then everyone was like focused on Christian Watson. Well, I don't like Christian Watson, this and that. I do like Christian Watson. I think he's you know, we're gonna see, like, obviously, hopefully the injury bug goes away, but I think his ceiling is very high. But even take him out of it. Don't even have Christian Watson in that trade. First and a third, I still say no. And the fact that the draft is in Green Bay, you know what? You would have to have a player the Packers just dyingly needed for them not to have a first round pick, and the draft is in Green Bay. It would have to be like they don't have a quarterback, and now you're offering Patrick Mahomes or whoever that would be, the top quarterback. Like, it would. There's no way. Maybe some teams do that goes there all the time, but in Green Bay it never does. And CeeDee Lamb, I just don't think he's needed because he's a stud. Obviously, people are acting like I was saying he's trash. Like, no, I just think this quarter or this wide receiver group is what the Packers want. Spread the ball around. Everyone's a threat. There's no like number one guy. There's no guy who's like, I need that ball this many times a game. Like, they're going to spread it around. And then, not to mention the fact, I hate trading like the Raiders did for Devontae. You have to give up draft picks and then pay him a bunch of money. Like, if you got a wide receiver that deserves money, pay him, but you're not giving up drafts then. Draft a guy, and when it's time to get paid, pay him. But like, I don't like giving up draft picks and a big contract, and especially for Green Bay, like how everything is set up. All these wide receivers, a lot of these, you know, the tight ends, they're gonna all need money about the same time. Yeah, so they got to like save it a little bit. You know what I mean? That's my thought. Let me hear it, Jimmy.
I think it's a terrible idea. I don't want CeeDee Lamb. I like our room. He's a great receiver, but like you said, I don't want to give up draft capital and a big contract. And with how the team's set up right now, the reason we could do that Jordan Love contract, the Kenny Clark extension, we have Rashawn Gary we just did last season, Jair Alexander. You can do that because we have cheap wide receivers. If you bring in another player now who wants $30+ million a year, that's not going to work. Like, you can't pay all of these people top market value and expect to have a good team. So it doesn't fit with the team's plans right now. Is CeeDee Lamb great? Yes, he's a great receiver. Is our wide receiver room have the potential to be great? Absolutely. We have so many people that could take the step up this year to where you don't need to give up draft capital and $30 million to bring somebody in that will make an impact when you have 4 hungry wide, even more than that. 5. DeBose had a great preseason game. Bo Melton showed flashes. You have all these people hungry to make an impact. Don't bring somebody in and hinder that and then spend a bunch of money for no reason.
Yeah, to me, it's one of the, I don't like to say it because like someone had this idea, but it's one of the dumbest trade scenarios ever.
You said it.
We saved our money for a second. Dude, I don't want to say it because I don't want to be rude to whoever had this idea. And I know it was probably just an engagement grab, you know, have some crazy trade. But like, it would butcher the Packers. It would like destroy them down the line. Yeah, they'd be great this year. They'd be absolutely, you know, people are like, oh, they could go to the Super Bowl. Yeah, they could. That's the thing what always people talked about, even when Rodgers was here. Oh, we need a number one. If we would have drafted this guy, if we would have traded for that guy, we would have went to the Super Bowl. Like, why do you think that? The Packers had so many situations where they should have went to the Super Bowl with the team that they had. Why do you think this guy guarantees it? First of all, injuries happen. Things happen. Packers in those years seem to find ways to lose, as sad as it is. So I've never got that. Well, if they would have drafted that, or if they had that guy was on a team, they would have guaranteed to be in the Super Bowl. That's, dude, as Packer fans, we know that isn't always the case. We've thought we had guys, and we've definitely had teams that were like right there. And like, I don't even like talking about it.
Dude,
I really don't. Because
I still have nightmares about that NFC Championship game.
Dude, 2014, bro.
Yeah.
Wakes me up with tears in my eyes. You know what I mean?
It still pisses me off.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Greg. What's up? Strawberry Plains, Tennessee. That sounds like a good place to be. I bet you grew up in Strawberry Plain, Tennessee. You probably had a good childhood, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, shout out, appreciate you tuning in. You know what I mean?
Like the assumption. Just,
I know.
Strawberry Plain. Great.
It sounds
childhood.
nice. I think I played Red Dead 2. They have a strawberry, not a plains, but I think the plains is what it is. Little House on the Prairie. You know, you grew up on the plains. Like
they seem to love it.
Yeah, so, people like it. Little House on the Prairie. They seem to. I know. Whatever. Let's talk something else. Here we go. Do you think Jordan Love will win a Super Bowl?
How many? That's the question.
Yeah.
How many will he win?
That is the question. How many Super Bowls will he win? I think he probably wins his first one this year. Like, I really do think that. I feel like this team is hot. Everyone's excited. Defense is excited. As long as we don't have anything crazy happen, which I ain't going to say the words. But I think that the Packers are in position. Everyone's going to laugh at it because, like, I make comments like on Instagram. People get, you know, I get them riled up. But I really do believe that this team, like, there's where's their weakness? Like, you know, like they don't have like a position where like that position sucks. They got no linebackers or whatever. Like they don't really have that. Like, special teams, you can talk. You know, we're gonna talk kickers or whatever. People are up in the air about that. I don't know anything about kickers. To be like, I know people are like, this guy was this from that, and I don't know. I don't even pay attention. Like, dude, just pick the kicker, and if he sucks, I'll boo you. That's it. No, but like I'll be mad about it. Yeah, but I hope they pick the right guy. But like, I'm not like the guy. I'm not counting like, oh, this guy's this and that. I mean, unless you're really there for every single practice and like see everything. Hopefully they make the right choice. Hopefully they got a guy on the roster that can be that dude. Because like kickers will kill you. Like I saw a comment earlier on Facebook about the offensive line. You know, that's how the offense is going to run. The offensive line is you're weak. You know, if you don't have a good offensive line, if they're not holding up, then all these flashy things on the outside don't really matter if you don't have time. Kind of the same thing with kicker. Like if you have a great game, but like, you're going to play good teams. You're going to need that field goal at the end. And dude, don't have me stressing. Don't have me out here stressing, Carlson. But so let me ask you about that. Both of what I said, the kicker situation and the offensive line. Well, you can pick which one you want to talk about first.
Yeah, with the kickers, I'm with you in the fact of like, I'm not there every day. I don't know where their progress where they're at with their progress. I like for Joseph, for me, he's been in the NFL for a while. So you kind of know what you have at this point. Carlson's only going into his second year. And so there's that kind of thought in your mind that he can still progress and keep getting better. To whereas Joseph, you're kind of like, you are what you are. You're kind of a finished product. You can bounce around the NFL for a bit, make your millions, but I'm with you, man. Just pick somebody. I'll trust your decision on who it is, and I will just understand that we don't have Mason Crosby anymore. No matter what kicker we have this season, there's going to be a little bit of stress on whenever we have to kick a field goal or extra point of like, oh, this isn't automatic. Like this might not go in. And we thought the biggest thing was to be going from Rodgers to Jordan Love. That obviously went really well. It seems like our biggest pain is going from Mason Crosby to whatever kicker has to fill his shoes. And it's just hopefully Carlson can fill him like Jordan Love filled Rodgers. But it's man, kicker is not a position I want to stress or even think about in a game. I just want it to be like the old NFL blitz where you just can hit extra point instead of actually doing a play. That's what I want my kicker to be. Just lock no matter what.
That's old. You're old, bro.
But you knew what I was talking about, which means you're old too.
That like brought me back. Like, oh yeah, that was such a good thing. But yeah, like especially like 35s, you know, 45s, like you want that. That should be it. You know, after 50, you know, no one's guaranteed. But like, you want a guy that you're fairly good. I always think about this, and this ain't to bash on Favre as a player, but back in the day when Favre would just heave that thing up in the air, like you'd hold your breath. Because it was going to be the greatest play in the world or an interception. Like, that's just what it was. He was just going to throw the thing up there. And then with Rodgers, you really didn't have that. You were like, I trusted that Rodgers was either going to throw it where the receiver got it or he's going to overthrow it or whatever. You know, throw it away or whatever. But with the kicker, the same thing with like Crosby, like we were fairly certain all the time. Like even like that Cowboys kick, you know, in the playoffs way back when, I wasn't even all that nervous. Like I was, because, you know, obviously you're watching a big part of the game, you know, the winner or whatever. But like with Crosby, I was very confident in Crosby. And yeah, we don't have that now. And maybe he will grow to be that dude. Because like, what I can say, dude, we're not. Who knows with kickers?
Yeah,
just pick them, and don't screw it up.
Even if you think about Crosby, though, man, thinking to that 49ers game where Rodgers got him in field goal range, it was that regular season, and celebrated just getting in field goal range because he had that much confidence in Mason Crosby that he celebrated before special teams even got on the field. Like, he's like, oh yeah, we won. We got in field goal range. We got Mason Crosby. That's not happening this year. I don't care what kicker we pick. That's not happening. It's always just holding your breath, crossing fingers, biting nails. We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully they don't have to depend on the kicker too much. But like, talking about the offensive line real quick.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? The rookie, he's not at left tackle. Some people are upset about this. I don't care where they put him. Put him wherever he's the best for the team. Like, I don't care.
Exactly.
Put him you know what I mean? You want to make him a long snapper? I don't care. Just what are your thoughts on this offensive line? You think that they're going to be up to snuff for to get this offense going?
Yeah, I think so. Even comparing it to last year, like, the only difference we have is Runyon Jr.'s on the Giants, and now we have Jordan Morgan at right guard. It kind of seems what the rotation is going to be. Josh Myers is Josh Myers. Unless he has an incredible season, probably the last year of him, we'll have to find a new center next season. Walker at left tackle played well last season, really held his own. I think that's why you don't see Jordan Morgan at left tackle right now. The big thing, and I don't even want to put it in the universe, is just the depth isn't there like it used to be. Like, we're one injury away from having Dillard be our starting left tackle, which he's getting false starts in a preseason game as a longtime NFL veteran. Not great. So that's my one thing. Our starters, all the confidence in the world. If one of them goes down, I'm sure they're going to they always figure it out. The Packers are the best at just plug and play on the offensive line. Zach Tom will play all 5 positions this year because that's just what Zach Tom does. Elton Jenkins might end up playing wide receiver, knowing the Packers. Who knows? They'll move people around where they need to. I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, it's the injuries is what worries me because the depth is not there. At guard, we're fine. We have Sean Ryan behind either if Jenkins goes down or Morgan. We have Sean Ryan there. But tackles, that worries me. We don't have that Yash Nijman to just come in and take over when you need him to. Hopefully you never have to face that.
Yeah, I hope. Hopefully not. Yeah, offensive line is key though. If your offensive line is trash, it doesn't matter how great your running back is. It doesn't matter what the wide receivers are doing. If your quarterback is getting killed back there, but
just
let's talk about the running back situation. Let's talk about AJ Dillon a little bit. I like me some AJ Dillon. I know. I've seen a lot. I didn't watch all like the interviews, but I seen AJ Dillon kind of clap back a little bit, like in a press conference. I saw a quote. I didn't see the video, but I saw the quote of it, and he basically said, like, if you don't know what you're looking at, shut the hell up. That's like kind of the breakdown of it. No, but like when I watched that game when AJ Dillon was in there, and I know I didn't go on Twitter and like look at it right away, but I saw that people were kind of trashing him for those runs, but like he had nowhere to go. And I saw Nagler go off on it, so I don't have to get too aggressive with it. He handled it, but he had nowhere to go. Like he would run it. I think people, I don't know, like they have a short fuse for AJ Dillon. Like, and I get it that there's guys behind him, there's other guys, but I say be patient, dude. Matt LaFleur talked about AJ Dillon came in like the best shape of his life. He's the best he's been. I forget how he said it, but be patient with AJ Dillon. And it's good to have a problem. Like if you're like, oh, the young kid should be in there. Well, that's a good problem to have. All right, to like, they have to figure out how to get them all on the field or whatever. But what's your thoughts on not just AJ Dillon, but the whole running back?
Yeah, to start with AJ Dillon, I'm with you. It's just there was literally nothing he could do on those plays he had. Every carry he had, the offensive line gave him nowhere to go. He made a good jump to the right, but it was even then he had to avoid 2 defenders to get outside where there's another defender crashing in on him. Like, what do you expect him to do? And then it's the whole like, oh, he's a big body. He needs to run through that tackle. Well, it's hard to run through a tackle when you just had to do a jump cut because the hole closed and now you're already getting hit a half a second later. You don't have any time to get the leverage that you need to break it. So would I like to see AJ Dillon run harder and actually fit into his body size a little bit more? Absolutely. Do I think he's capable of it? Yes, I do. I think if he's given the chances, he'll be fine. Marshawn Lloyd, I don't really know. Like he hurt his hamstring that game. I don't know how much we're going to see him for the rest of the preseason. I doubt very often they're going to be cautious with that, because we've seen last year with Stokes and Watson, those hamstring injuries can just linger and derail your entire year. So they'll be patient with him. And Wilson looks good. I really like Emmanuel Wilson. Even that play where he just follows, he's holding on to Sean Ryan, following his lead blocker, was just the most textbook, beautiful.
That's what I would do if I was a running back. I just grab onto someone like, take me home, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Hide behind the big people. That's my strategy in life. And so I do
that at work all the time. I'm just around where work is happening. You know what I mean? Just hang on. Want me to grab that? I got you.
Jeez. Yeah, that running back room's good, man. I think Lloyd will be a good play. I haven't seen anything from him really yet, just because he got hurt, and as Iowa Joe put in the comments, he hurt prior to the game. So even seeing the limited plays we saw of him were not even him at 100%, but all you hear is about how explosive he is and how he can be a real change of pace back for that room. So it's a good problem to have. We'll see what they do. I'm confident enough to say, and whether they release, if they don't take 4 running backs on the roster and they cut Dillon or they cut Emmanuel Wilson in hopes of being on the practice squad, I don't think they'll be there. I think both of them will be picked up by
I don't think A.J. Dillon will be there for sure.
Yeah.
I think A.J. Dillon had other offers, but he took bottom dollar to play with the Packers.
Yeah.
But I think he likes Green Bay, obviously.
Yeah.
He seems to be a fan of it. And I'm
makes
sure he
want
makes
him
some
more
money. Yeah, I think I'm sure he makes money off marketing and stuff, because being in Green Bay, and like he's kind of a fan favorite guy. He's a good guy. Anyways, Lloyd said he heard it prior to the game. That just made it worse, says Iowa Joe. I did see that he was talking about. I didn't see exactly what he said, but dude, like whatever they do, bro, like whatever. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, the older I get, I don't have like strong opinions. Like when it comes to like who should be there, just get the guys on the field that are good. You know what I mean? I like AJ Dillon, but I'm a fan. I'm so biased, dude.
Same.
I do like AJ Dillon. I think he's a good guy. I never met him, but I like him. But yeah, get the best guys in the field, whoever they think that is. I'm a ride with them.
I'm with you. I'm with you in that. It's the same thing with like the draft for me. I don't get draft crushes. I don't, mainly because I'm not smart enough to know. I just, once you're on the team, I'll root for
I got you.
I will be 100% biased. If you make the 53-man roster, I'm not going to be upset someone else. Like, obviously, there'll be some players like, oh, I wish they were still on the team.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But when you're on the 53-man roster, ride or die. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'll root for you. So I'm with you. They'll pick the 53.
Dude,
I trust LaFleur and Goody, and we'll roll with it.
Dude, I just think it's wild, because obviously sports is the thing where everyone has an opinion. Everyone, and I get it. It's fun. That's what entertainment. That's part of the game. People have opinions. But, like, you're talking like, oh, that was a dumb move by Goot, by a guy who, like, never put any thought into it, really, ever. And while Goot spent like 20 hours studying this player, everything he's done his whole life, every play that's on film he's seen, and this guy's like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Not
Goody
that he's
sucks.
right.
I would have never done that.
I mean, and not that he's Goot's right all the time.
Yeah.
But he's right a lot of time. Like I made that, I posted that video of, I don't miss or whatever, like a stupid meme. And they were like, well, he was wrong on this player. I'm like, yeah, he's not perfect. Look at a GM. All the GMs in the league, none of them are perfect. They're just guessing. It's not Madden. They don't have numbers next to their name in real life. Yeah. They have to put those numbers there. Yeah. They have to decide who is better than this guy. And they're going to be wrong, but he's been really on lately. Like if he wasn't as good as he was with his offense, with drafting all these receivers, tight ends, this whole offense, basically.
Yep.
Like, dude, where would his offense be right now? There'd be nothing. They would be the Bears. They'd be rebuilding.
Yeah. And even his like worst draft, where they drafted Jordan Love, does not matter now because we got Jordan Love. Like Jordan Love panned out. So the other 6 rounds of the draft do not matter because we have a franchise quarterback. So, and that's the draft. You're not going to hit every pick. You just need to get 1 or 2 that are going to be contributors. And that's a good draft.
Yeah, that's a good comment by Brandon. It says AJ stays on the roster mostly because of his pass protection. He's elite pass protection, and that says a lot. Yeah, and that's what kind of like what I hear from a lot of people is like, that's why they like him. But let's see what Iowa Joe said. He said Lloyd said he heard it prior to the game. This is okay. Hey, Iowa Joe, I think you're drinking, bro. You already said that. You already said that. That's not an old comment. That just came in. But shout out to Iowa Joe over there getting in the bottle a little bit. You know what I mean? But so
nothing else to do in Iowa. You have to drink.
Yeah, for real. I mean, same with Wisconsin. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
calling the kettle black on that one. For
anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
But defense wise, right? Rashawn Gary, they weren't in there too long. But even like a couple plays that I was watching the game and I was kind of doing other stuff. I was out and about, But Rashawn Gary, he always comes with it, like with the fire.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he's gonna have a good year. I don't think that I watched enough of the defense to be like, I think this is it. But I feel like this defense is gonna be really good. Did you see anything in preseason? Not just the starters, but like some of the backups you like? What'd you see?
Yeah, same as you. I didn't get to watch it as well as wanted. I was watching it with my 6 and 3-year-old, which turned into me just making sure they didn't break anything in my office.
Yeah.
But
just don't poop on the floor, bro.
Dude, for real. I was like, eventually I was like, guys, you can sit on this bed or you can sit on this bed. Stop touching stuff. But Van Ness had a great game. Devontae Wyatt got a lot of pressure up the middle. I'm excited to see just this defense in attack mode. I know there's been a lot of hype around Evan Williams, one of the safeties we drafted this year. He had that great play where his helmet came off, still made the tackle. The guy fell in his face a little bit, so that's always cool. I'm excited to get to the season to actually see the real defense and what Hafley's actually going to have this defense do, because the preseason's so vanilla. Everyone's just doing basic stuff. You're not going to tip your hand at all. You don't want people to know what you're doing. But you have the Packers. It's kind of like the offense last year. You felt that rejuvenation of like the energy was different. The camaraderie, whatever the word is.
Camaraderie.
There it is. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one.
You know what I
mean? That was better last year. And but this defense this year is like, it feels that way for them. Like the level of energy and the hype around that team, and everyone just seems to be bought in and ready to go, is fantastic.
Yeah,
I am. And even Robert Mays on The Athletic, he picked them to be. They were predicting the top 10 defenses in the NFL next season. He picked them number 7 just because of everything they're hearing and the team being bought in, the new defensive coordinator. He thinks they're going to have a jump like the Browns did last year, and I cannot wait for that. It's going to be
dude. I'm excited about this defense, dude. Like you said, everyone seems so jacked up, and everyone's like, "Well, what are they supposed to say?" They don't always say this because I pay attention every year. Last year wasn't no one like, "I'm fired up. I love Joe Barry." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't start loving Joe Barry until he started getting fired. They're like, "Hey, he was a good guy, though." The guy at work, gets fired. Like, yeah, he got fired for pooping in the hallway. Like, yeah, that was a good guy, though. You know what I mean? Besides that, good man, good family man. But that just kind of, but they don't have to say it this year. Like, everyone's excited. Even the guys who are new to the team, McKinney, he was talking about, like, and everyone even before that, they all said it. Like, anyone who had a question about this defensive coordinator hire, every player who said it, who played him for him way back when, that's what they said. He's a good teacher. And then that video came out, him showing, I forget if he was showing a defensive lineman or no, I think it was corners. I forget, it was secondary. Yeah. And he was like, you're teaching, whatever he was teaching. And like, you can just tell that he is a good teacher. I assume a lot of coordinators are good teachers, but like, you never seen Joe Barry down there just like, and maybe just a video doesn't exist. I'm sure he was coaching them. Not like he was sitting in the back smoking cigarettes. Hey guys, hell of a hustle. Hey!
And I might have liked him more if he did. If he was just a crazy guy to just chain smoking, yelling, I would have been team Joe Barry.
Yeah, if he was back with like a cigar, just like old school on it, he got a swisher, using it for what it's meant for. Dude, that'd have been something. But no, I think that everyone wants to play for this dude. He makes everyone better. And the Packers will probably have the best defense in the league this year. What do you think? You think so?
I think number 1 offense, number 1 defense, number 2 special teams. I don't want to be too biased.
Yeah, they gotta work on that.
Yeah.
They gotta work on the special teams. Yeah, dude, I'm excited about this year. And I know that, preseason, like, I don't care about preseason. I ain't gonna lie. Like, Aaron Rodgers said it.
Yeah.
But that's because he don't want to play in it. He's like, I don't care. Screw preseason. But preseason for real, like you're watching it. I mean, unless you're like one of those guys who are like diving in, like the smart people, and they're trying to like figure out everything. I'm not trying to figure that out. I'll figure it out week 1. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a fun season. Like I said, every Tuesday, Jimmy's gonna join me. We're gonna break down the game the previous week. Where other games too. We'll talk about probably like Caleb Williams. He threw 3 interceptions last night. You see that?
That's Bears what they gave her by 45.
Yeah, that's what they gave her putting them boys on Monday Night Football. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun season for the NFC North. It doesn't matter who you're a fan of.
Yeah.
Dude, Bears fans, dude, I'll talk a lot of trash about Bears fans, but like I do respect they're like just optimistic. They are optimistic bunch for being in Chicago, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. They remind me of like a dog, like a puppy, where like you're training them and they're like peeing the house. And you're like, dude, you know, give them a little swat, take them outside, but then they come back and just like excited and love you again. Even like that's a Bears fan to me. Just a puppy. You just swatted them. They just got in trouble. They suck. They come back and they're just happy again. I was trying to be nice, and you're like, they're kind of like dogs. I love dogs. Like that's a compliment. Dumb dogs for sure, but they're like,
yeah, dude. All my dogs are dumb, dude. My dog. Anyways, yeah, I did the one we have upstairs, like literally doesn't understand like his surroundings. Like just give him a bacon strip, he's good to go. But he's running the walls. I think he was probably the special one of the group. But anyways, I don't know what we were going with that. But yeah, this is going to be a fun season. You know what I mean? I'll have game streams. Every game I'm not at, I'll be live during the game. It's going to be good. Maybe you could even jump on if you want and do like some post-game stuff on certain shows or certain weeks or whatever. We can figure some stuff out. But everyone, be sure to check out Jimmy Christensen. If you're on Twitter, you probably already follow him. He's also on Instagram. But, you know.
Yeah. It's pretty much just pictures of my children.
Yeah. So. Yeah. If you like to see pictures of his kids, well,
actually, please don't. If you want,
don't follow him on Instagram,
man. You weird.
Hit him up on Twitter. Hit him up on Twitter. And also, you're on Pack a Day podcast.
Yep.
You know.
Sunday
and what else? And you're a writer. Pack Report, right?
Pack Report. Getting back into it now that the season's going. You're smart.
Look at me
dude.
remembering.
You're
stuff.
Smart.
No. It's going to be a fun season. Jimmy's going to be joining me all year. And also be sure to check out his writings and also on the Pack a Day podcast. But I don't think you need me to tell you about Pack a Day podcast. Like, I never heard of that one. But we are going to bounce out of this thing. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Shout out to Quick Trip and Nicolay Law. Nicolay Law. You know, if you need a lawyer, you get hurt in an accident, what you want a lawyer that you can drink a few beers with if need be. Probably not during work hours, you know what I mean? But also a lawyer that cares about you. Nicolay Law, they're a lot of fun. They have a good time, but they also care about you. You know what I mean? They're like a homie. You know what I mean? Like your cousin. If your cousin was a lawyer, but, you know, they'd probably be better than them. You know what I mean? I don't have any cousins I want presenting me. You know what I mean? All right, go back.
Hi.
Yeah, I don't need that.